just like, what did we talk about the other day? The costumes. What are they called? The showgirl costumes.
Right.
On TV, they're like glistening and glowing. Right. But when you see them
in person, you like, because we got here and I won the Silver Ace Award at the International Las Vegas Film Festival, and the showgirls were standing up there, and I was like, look at these, ratty costumes, because they like keeping the vintage costumes. Look at these ratty costumes. But then when we played back the video, I said, look at these costumes. They look totally different. Anyway, people, the next film coming up is Selah and the Spades. Selah and the Spades. Questionable title automatically. This is on Amazon, right? Amazon Prime. Selah and the Spades. So this takes place at a private school,
right?
Preparatory college school where they stay on the campus. They
like
on campus, right? It's a boarding school, preparatory college, preparatory for college,
right?
And they stay on campus, and there are 5 groups who are vying to be in control.
Right.
But there is one group in particular, the Spades, led by Selah, who are in total control. And her job is to make sure that she's a senior, and she's there to make sure that this group stays in control. And her manicness,
right,
and her desire to see it go on past her, she's worrying about something that she will not be able to control because she's going on to college,
right.
And she really doesn't want to go to college. And this is where the tension happens between her and her mom, and you see that there's a dad there, but the story is between her and her mom, and her mom's mental control over her, which leads to her acting not a sociopathic,
or
she's a social.
I was thinking she was like high stress, like
she's sociopathic. Okay,
she's sociopath.
Anyway,
high strung,
a little over the top, willing to do anything, throw anyone under the bus to make sure that the black spades, excuse me, not the black spades, the spades, but it's the spades, like automatically. Let's go through the cast.
Starring Lovey Simone, she plays Selah.
Now you know her from
Greenleaf.
Greenleaf, and they're coming with the last season of Greenleaf, but they canceled Greenleaf over it on. Can you believe it? One of the best shows that represented what was happening in church
or did
life.
They just wrap it up?
They said that it was canceled.
Really?
They said they canceled it, but they have you informed me that they have one last season.
Yeah, one more season.
But they said they canceled it, so they must have shot it. And they said that's it. We're not showing anymore.
Maybe because it's COVID.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, possibly. But you see, certain people who have exited, will exit totally from OWN, and who have their own studio, or quarantine their people so they can make the next season of Sisters and right. And soon somebody might have to call somebody and say, can we quarantine too in my houses and keep filming our stuff at your studio?
No, it's only for my people. Okay, the cast.
Go ahead.
We said Lovey Simone, she plays Selah. Celeste O'Connor. Jerome.
Yeah. Jerome.
Golden Globe winner, right?
That's right, for How They See Us.
Excellent actor. Jesse Williams is also in the film. Yes. Anna Malloy 10. Henry Hunter Hall is also in the film, and we know Henry Hunter Hall from the film. What's the film?
What is it? Tell me. I don't know.
It's a hot Sunday here in Sun City. Okay, so in the film, Harriet. In the film Harriet.
Oh,
and he's the one that we said was the breakout star.
Oh, he's in it. He's the one that wore the dress in the end. I don't know why his mother put him in the dress at the end.
So, and we said he did a great job in Harriet, right? So he's also in the film. Henry Hunter Hall. Gina Torres is also in the film. So that's the cast.
So the story revolves around these three people that you see that we just put up on the screen. It revolves around these three characters, right? Selah is in the middle. Selah, excuse me. Selah is in the middle. Selah, color purple, black spades. But anyway, look. Selah is in the middle, and then the two characters on the outside. The young girl that's over to the left, she is a sophomore.
Yes.
Right? And who has come into her own as a photographer.
Yes.
So Selah takes her under her wing to start to cover events that the Spades are having, different things they're having, different disruptions that they do around the campus to irk campus authorities, the campus president and all that, to angst Jesse Williams' character.
Yeah. Just traditional senior stuff.
Traditional senior stuff, right? But of course, he's not having it. He's the heavy, right?
Right. So he's the headmaster.
So she's been commissioned by her to go around. I don't know how she's taking classes and doing all her classes in this, but somehow it works for her. And she uses this for her photography class, the different photos that are okay for her to use. Now, Jarrell's character, what's his name? Maxie.
Yeah.
He is... They're like 1 and 2.
Best friends.
Selah and Maxie are like 1 and 2, right, of the Spades. But she's the head, and he's like her henchman.
Right.
She comes up with the plans. Yeah. He works the financial books, right? And so the story plays out that there is a treachery that happens, and Selah is somewhere mixed up within it, and it is a story where you're sitting there and you're looking at it and you're saying, what are these kids doing at this preparatory
It's like, where are their parents?
On this,
they shouldn't be off in boarding school.
What are they doing? I mean, they're doing everything. They got anything and everything you think people should have in college. They're doing it right there.
It's one thing when you're in college in the dorms, but just imagine children kind of running around, doing whatever they want.
Right. Yeah. So Paloma, that's her name, right?
Yeah.
Paloma then starts to assert herself into certain situations that she shouldn't. She's observing, but then she begins to show her leadership quality. And there within this ensemble cast comes this problem. This Selah, like I said, she's a little sociopathic.
And it's just so sad because she starts off, because she has all the potential in the world, right? She's very smart, right? She's focused.
She's a cheerleader.
She's a cheerleader. She created this organization. She's a doll. She's cute as a button. And it just goes way left, right?
But so she's a little sociopathic, and she sees that this girl, now she's bringing this girl in, and she's really grooming, before she knows it, she's grooming this girl to take her place because she's the sophomore. She's young enough to keep the Spades going, but at the same time, my question was, why are they called the Spades? This is something that had to do way back in the 50s or the 60s when they integrated the school, and they said, "Oh, y'all the Spades," and you get, but it's probably black Spades, and they just cut it to the Spades. So that automatically, I question that. But as you see, the Spades over time have been in leadership of the 5 groups.
Different, like within the Spades. Like you'll see, when you see the movie, it's on Netflix, not Netflix, Amazon Prime, right? So when you see it on Amazon Prime, you'll see some of her, I don't want to say workers but some of the other Spades who are under her,
right,
it's multicultural.
No. Those are different groups that sit at the table.
No, there's the one scene when they're in Selah's room, because I don't want to give away what they do, but it was just her people, and they were getting a few things together. Just because I don't want to get a movie away, but they have a particular business they're in. And when her and Paloma was talking, and they was talking Spades business, it was like 3 little workers back there. And and I said, "Oh, okay." So,
I think those aren't, from what I can tell from the story, those aren't Spades. Those are people who are like lackeys who they use, and then you'll see there's some beating up happening, and it's not Spades. But anyway, so look, the picture is disturbing, to say the least. Right? It flows well. Everything is flow. I can tell that the actress who played Selah, right? What's her name again?
Lovey Simone.
Lovey Simone. I could tell that the movie was stressing her out, because at the beginning of the film, her skin was clear. Wow. Then all of a sudden 1 bump. Then on the other side 3 bumps. And then before it was over, she had a constellation happening up here on the top of her forehead. But the editing cut it so well that, there were certain scenes they had to use and you would see it, but she had a constellation going up here. Like I saw Orion's belt.
Constellation. I just take it as just in real life. I think young people hormones get out of whack, and they have little zits.
I agree, but it didn't take away from her acting ability. And I'm sure that when she watched the film, she was alarmed, but the editor was on her side and pulled it out, because what I look for is editing in film too. And even though that was there, they made sure they found scenes that they could use. It's well put together in editing, sound quality, picture, everything. But it was something that was going on, and I know that when she watched the film,
visually beautiful, right?
She was alarmed by it, but they were on her side and they pulled out her great acting ability. So the 3 actors in this, the 3 leads right here that we have up on the screen, beautifully done.
Yeah, great.
You can believe that they are who they are. You will want to see Selah in the Spades. It is a disturbing situation, and what happens at the end is shocking, right? But you say, well, you should have known better. But anyway, people. So, what would you rate Selah and the Spades?
I would give it a 7. Yeah, which is pretty good. The only reason why I would give it a 7 is I wanted like more in the writing. Like for me, there were like holes, right? And because in the beginning, the characters are revealed and you learn more and more about each character, right? But then the more you get towards the end, it just seemed like there was just like
a pacing problem.
A pacing, right? You know. And so what I do like is they did introduce you to Selah's mother, right? And
which lets you know where she gets her sociopathic,
right? Played by Gina Torres, right? So her mother is so like high strong and domineering and over the top, right? And you see where Selah gets this, like why she's so stressed and have so much anxiety because her mother, the pressure from her mother, right? So she's, young, because again, it's like they're living in dorms like college students. But to me, it's like these children are dealing with adult situations. Which can be so stressful. So that's why,
pushed to be adults.
Yeah.
Right. To think like an adult.
But yeah, so it was good. So I just kind of like wanted like more. Like, more. Yeah, because it was such a build up with Selah going to college. It would have been nice to have seen her go to college and to see her interact with college students, right? Because we see in this film like she's she's the queen, right? She's the queen bee.
So she's got to start over.
I would like to have
start over.
I would like to have seen her out of her queen bee element,
right,
and put in another element where she had to create relationships with other people.
That's it. That's exactly right. Yeah, I give it a 7 for that reason too. It's
definitely worth seeing.
No, it's definitely
Amazon
worth seeing.
Prime.
And like I said, the acting. Remember, that's why I said acting and the cutting of it, as far as making their performances tight. But there's a pacing problem because you don't get to see what happens afterwards. They cut. I don't know if they ran out of time. They could have cut some scenes out. But the cutting of making them there's cutting for pacing, then there's cutting for making the actor's performance from the close up to the medium shot to the wide and combinations of such, right? And making that person within the real time have a dynamic delivery, right? That's on point. The pacing, though, because we needed to see the beginning of college, and we needed to see the Paloma as the new lead.
Yeah, that would have been nice
Spades,
to see
how the transition happened, the parallel.
Because the film was about basically grooming her, right?
Right.
So I would like to have seen Paloma in this spot now as the leader of the Spades. That would have been nice, right?